What's inside this box has helped me so much. I shared this book with directors and producers I collaborated with. Imagine tapping into the creative genius that brought Pixar animation studios to life. This book took me on that journey, and the best part is that you don't need to own a studio or work in a big company to have your mind blown by Creativity Inc. Pixar's approach to centering everything around storytelling has revolutionized the way that many of us approach our careers. Today you'll get insights straight from Pixar's co-founder Ed Catmull himself, all thanks to Story Experiential, an amazing program you can join today to learn from the top talent from Pixar, Netflix, Disney, DreamWorks, and beyond. Make sure to watch until the end because we have a special offer you don't want to miss. Lesson number 1: embrace failure. Ed explains that as humans, we are terrified of failure. It's natural. However, this fear often leads us to play it safe, which limits our creativity. To grow, we need to push back against our fears and try out new and crazy and unconventional things. Failure isn't a necessary evil. In fact, it isn't evil at all. It is a necessary consequence of doing something new. Of course, when trying something new, there's always a possibility of it crumbling down to pieces. Or maybe the challenges that this new idea presents feel unconquerable. That's great, because engaging with exceptionally hard problems forces us to think differently. And thinking differently is the key to creativity.
For me, creativity is solving the problems. If you think of it in terms of solving problems, and that's what creativity is, then you open it up because you don't want people to think of themselves as being in some kind of bucket. In terms of like in the box or out of the box, there is no box.
From failing, you learn. From success, not so much.
Lesson number 2: build your dream team. You can't embark on this creative quest alone. You need a team that helps you overcome any challenges that come your way. But when building your quest party, what should you look for? First, you want your team to be diverse. Be open to having people bring all kinds of talents and ideas to the table.
Well, the one thing to note is you are trying to connect with other people. You typically have your own experiences, so you're bringing yourself into it, or when you're working with other people, you're bringing their experiences into it.
Second, always try to hire people who are smarter than you. Always take a chance on better, even if it seems like a potential threat. Leave your ego behind and learn from your team. When you surround yourself with talented people, you end up becoming more talented yourself. And third, trust your team. We're all in this together. Give a good idea to a mediocre team, and they will screw it up. Give a mediocre idea to a great team, and they will either fix it or come up with something better. Once you've got your dream team, you'll be invincible. Your team is there to collaborate, support, and push each other to be better. Which leads me to the next point. Learn to give and take feedback. Ed says that honesty is not the same as candor. We all want to be honest. Oftentimes, we rather hold our tongues and hide our feelings rather than come off as brutally honest.
You are a toy!
There's a heaviness that comes with the word honesty. So he advises to instead be candid. Candor is forthrightness or frankness, not so different from honesty. And yet, in common usage, the word communicates not just truth-telling, but a lack of reserve. Being candid is vital when giving good feedback, which includes what is wrong, what is missing, what isn't clear, what makes no sense. It doesn't make demands, it comes in a timely moment, it doesn't have to include a fix, and it's specific. A successful feedback system is built on empathy, so don't get offended when someone is trying to give you feedback on your idea. You might have heard of the Pixar Brain Trust. Its premise is simple. Put smart, passionate people in a room together, charge them with identifying and solving problems, and encourage them to be candid with one another. Straightforward and yet highly effective. Having a group of people you can consider your personal brain trust can help you realize that something is not quite working and help you overcome creative blocks. The key is to be candid and open to the feedback given and received.
How would you prepare it?
If you're enjoying this video so far, hi, I'm screenwriter Pietro Schito, and this is Write for Animation, the YouTube channel that makes you a better storyteller. Subscribe for more videos like this one. Now, lesson number 4. You are not your ideas. As artists, we tend to get overly attached to our projects. We hide them away and work and tweak and modify them because we need them to be just right before we feel ready to show it to the world. But that's where we're wrong. Don't wait for things to be perfect before you share them with others. Show early and show often. It'll be pretty when we get there, but it won't be pretty along the way. And that's as it should be. Getting overly attached can lead us to become close-minded and make us forget what the point of making art is in the first place.
You're trying to communicate to somebody and what is going to connect with them. And I know that sometimes people think, well, good, I get to be a storyteller, I get to be a filmmaker, but you really are connected with people that are going to watch. And if you think as yourself as being connected with them, then it becomes part of your process.
It's important to learn when to defend our ideas and when it's time to let them go. You are not your ideas, and your entire life will not be defined by this one drawing you made or this one story you wrote. So allow people to come and help you turn your ugly baby into a beautiful masterpiece. Before we get to one last piece of wisdom, I need to let you know that these clips from Ed Catmull are just a sneak peek of everything you're gonna get once you join Story Experiential, an online program where you'll develop your story and get advice from experts at Pixar, DreamWorks, Disney, Netflix, and more. Head over to storyexperiential.com and use our promo code WRITE4ANIMATION for a special discount. The link is right below the like button, and trust me, you don't want to miss this. And now lesson number 5, be flexible. It's easy to believe we know exactly how things work, but usually we only have surface level information at best. We must get rid of our preconceptions and dig deeper, because we might be wrong. Whether to solve a problem or just to find inspiration, digging deep into a subject or a skill or even a problem can be incredibly beneficial, like Pixar does with their research trips. Ultimately, what we are after is authenticity. But think about it. You'll never stumble upon the unexpected if you stick only to the familiar. Okay, maybe you can't make a whole research trip, but what you can do is keep your mind and eyes open. Embrace the curiosity of daily life and find the authenticity hiding in plain sight. The will to learn and explore beyond turns into a great asset when creating a story. So go outside and step away from your comfort zone, which leads us all the way back to the first lesson. Really, this was just a sneak peek of what Story Experiential has to offer you. Click on this playlist to discover how you can build an effective story spine or how to cure writer's block. I'm Pietro, this is Write for Animation, and I'll see you there.